Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing great. And in today's video, we are going to discuss the last quiz, or actually the last exam that you took. All right, here, the first question shows you here that they are requesting to find the HCF and the LCM of 84 and 60. This is a normal question that you actually took in year 7 and in year 8 as well. So we just need to prime factorize the 84 and to prime factorize the 60. So I'm going to start here with prime factorizing the 84. Dividing it by 2 will give you exactly 42. By 2 is 21. By 3 is going to give you 7. By 7 is going to give you 1. And we're going to stop here. So it is what? You're going to find that it is exactly 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. While prime factorizing is 60, dividing by 2 is 30, dividing by 2 is 15, dividing by 3 is 5, dividing by 5 is 1. So it is 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5. Finding the HCF means you take only what's common. You take only what's what? Only what's common. So, Mr. If I have something that is common but the powers are different, you take the one with the smallest power in the highest common factor, you take the one with the smallest power. Here, so 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 2, take the one with the smallest power. Mr. Both of them are the same, so it's just 2 to the power of 2. Multiply 3 and 3, they're common, so multiply by 3. Mr. The 7 and the 5, are they common? No, nothing is common, so it's just a 2 to the power of 2 times 3, which is going to give you 4 times 3, which is 12. While the LCM is equal to, Mr. If I have something, in the LCM, you take what is common and what is uncommon as well. But if I have something that is common and it has different powers like the 2, let's say if it was 2 to the power of 2 and 2 to the power of 3, you take the one with the highest in the LCM, the lowest, yes, you take the one with the highest index. So which one has the highest index among the two? I have here 2 to the power of 2 and 2 to the power of 2. Both of them must have the same index. So it is 2 to the power of 2, the same. Multiply by 3 and 3. So it's just multiply by 3. But Mr. What is not common? Also take them. Times 5 times 7. So 2 to the power of 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 5 is 60. 60 times 7 is going to be exactly 420. All right, here, let's continue with the next question. The saying to you here that HCF is of 90 and a number y is 15. So, this saying to you, HCF of 90 and a number, and that number is y, is 15. Well, the LCM of 90 and the same number y is 450. What is y? Mister, if I have the highest common factor, and the lowest common multiple. Let's say by now it is not just 90, it is x and y. Even if I don't know that 90, it's just I'm giving you the rule. Okay? HCF of x and y, LCM of x and y. How can I find a Mr. One of them? Know this rule. X times y is the same as LCM of x and y times HCF of x and y. Okay, so multiplying 90 by y, which is 90y, equals the LCM times the HCF. If you put any of them first, it doesn't matter. The order doesn't matter. It's multiplication. So equals 15 times 450. So 90y equals, use your lovely calculator to calculate this. 15 times 450 equals 6,750. 6,750. So y equals what? 6,750 divided by 90. 6,750 divided by 90 equals 75 exactly. So y is 75. Following this rule, the two numbers multiplied by each other equals the LCM times the HCF, or the HCF times the LCM. Next question. They're telling you that a equals 3 to the power of x times 2 to the power of y times 7 to the power of y. Write 6a as product of prime powers. Mister, they want 6a. A is all of this. 6a, it means 6 times a. It means all of this times 6. So it is 3 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 4 times 7 to the power of y. This is a, right? Yes. Times 6. But you need to prime factorize the 6. Let's take step by step. I wrote here times 6. So 3 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 4 times 7 to the power of y times, right, 6 as product of prime numbers. So times 3 times 2. 6 is 3 times 2. So now I do 3x to the power of x times 3 is going to be what? Add the powers, it is x plus 1. So 3 to the power of x plus 1 times the 2 emissor. We need to multiply them. 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 1 is 2 to the power of 5. Now I have only 7 to the power of y left, so times 7 to the power of y. This is the final answer. So a is just the same, nothing changed. I multiplied it by 6 that they wanted to multiply it by, but I broke the 6 into prime factors, 3 times 2. I collected the 3 times to the power of x times 3 to the power of 1 is 3 to the power of x plus 1. 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 1 is 2 to the power of 5. 7 to the power of y got multiplied by nothing, so it's just 7 to the power of y. Simplify. Some of you wrote the final answer using the calculator. You can use the calculator to help you, I don't mind it, but you should know how to write the steps. Square root of 72 is root of 36 times root of 2 plus this is root of 9 times root of 2. So this is 6 root of 2 plus 3 root of 2 equals 9 root of 2.
Yeah.
I got Muhammad sitting over here next to me. He's 2 years old, but he's a good boy. He's not going to make any noise, right? Okay, so here, simplify fully. 5 square root of 27 plus 4 square root of 12. And let's do this. Okay, how can I do that, mister? All right, let's do it by simplifying normally. It is 5 multiplied by root of 9 multiplied by root of 3 plus 4 multiplied by, you're going to find root of 4 multiplied by root of 3. So root of 27 is root of 9 times root of 3. Root of 12 is root of 4 times root of 3. So here you're going to find that it's 5 times 3, which is 15 root of 3, plus 4 times 2, which is 8 root of 3, equals 23 root of 3. Here, simplify this and express as k root of m. Simplifying this, let's do it. You're going to find here that I need to do root of 3 stays the same, it cannot be simplified, plus root of 27 becomes actually root of what? Becomes root of 9 times root of 3 over root of 2 equals root of 3 plus 3 root of 3 over root of 2. Mister, how can I simplify this more? Rationalize. Rationalize the denominator. So multiply up and down by root of 2. The denominator is root of 2. So rationalize. So equals, okay, so here, root of 2 times root of 2 is going to be what? What is it going to be equal to? It is going to be equal to, mister, 2. And over there, root of 3 times root of 2, well, mister, as if you are going to expand brackets. All of this is multiplied by root of 2. So root of 2 times root of 3 is root of 6 plus 3 times, oh, why did not we add from the very beginning? We could have added from the very beginning, simplifying this first. It is actually going to be 4 root of 3. So now 4 root of 3 times root of 2 is going to be exactly 4 root of 6. Mister, that's still not the same form that they requested. Yes, because you didn't simplify more. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so equals 2 root of 6. Again, I just simplify the root of 27, and I simplify the numerator until I reached 4 root of 3 over root of 2. Rationalize, multiply up and down by root of 2. So it is 4 root of 6 over root of 2 times root of 2 is just 2. Simplify the 4 over 2, it is 2 root of 6. That's the formula that they want. All right, solve this. Well, it's already solved here. X squared plus 5x minus 6 equals 0. Mister, can I follow the quadratic formula? No problem, but it's gonna be so much longer. We took already in the beginning of the year how to solve this quadratic equation without using the quadratic formula. I told you that you can just look for two numbers that multiply to give you negative 6. And when added, they give you 5. You will find that it is 6 times negative 1. It gives you negative 6. And if you add them, they're going to give you positive 5. So x plus 6, x minus 1. You multiply them by each other. Okay, this is how we factorized actually equals 0. Okay, Mr. But you factorize, you didn't solve the equation. Yes, since they are multiplied by each other, you can split them. You can say x plus 6 equals 0 and x minus 1 equals 0. So x is what? Negative 6. And x is what? Is 1. If you choose to use the quadratic formula, it's going to give you exactly the same answer. Right. Now I'm going to teach you something that I didn't want to teach you from the beginning of the year. Ritaj was talking about it the last session, but actually, I didn't want to teach it to you from the beginning of the year because I don't want you to avoid using the steps. You must show your steps. You can use it right now just to find how to find a way to check your answers in any quadratic equation. How can we use this? Let me open the calculator for you. Here you go. To answer any form of quadratic equation, enter the mode. You see the mode button here? Mode. Choose number 5, which is equation 5. Choose number 3, which is the quadratic equations 3. Then they are asking you to put the value of A, the value of B, the value of C. But now they are selecting for you the value of A. A is 1. Then you press equals. What is B? B is 5. Then you press equals. What is C? C is negative 6. Then you press equals. After that, you're going to press equals at the very end. After you put the C, press one more time equals. They told you that x1 is 1. The first x is 1. Thank you. I want x2. Press equals again. X2 is negative 6. Thank you so much. Now I made sure that my answer is correct. If you want to watch this one more time to learn how to do the quadratic equation and solve it on the calculator, it is a piece of cake. It doesn't require a lesson at all. I didn't actually want to teach it to you unless I make sure that you master the steps first. All right, so here I want to get out of this mode, yeah, mister. I got stuck. Well, don't worry. If you press on, if you press off, if you press anything, you're not gonna get out of the mode. Just press mode and choose 1, the comp, C-O-M-P, and it's going to get you to the normal mode. All right, next. Question 8 says to you, solve this quadratic equation, and they wanted the answer in two decimal places. No problem at all. I forgot the first one. Did they ask you to write anything? Well, actually, our answers were whole numbers, so nothing was requested. Oh, one decimal place. Don't forget. Don't forget, one decimal place. I made a mistake, mister. It must have negative 6.0. Don't forget, it is 1.0. They need to see one decimal place, then show them one decimal place. All right, here, in this one, I want to use the quadratic formula. No problem at all. But in order to use the quadratic formula, you must write at the top over here, A equals what? B equals what? C equals what? A is 4. Mister, should I do this? Yes, please, to avoid making any mistakes. Please do this. A is 4, B is negative 7, C is negative 2. Then answer, X equals what? Mr. X equals negative B. I must write the rule? Yes, write the formula. Write the formula. That's so boring. Okay, write the formula. Negative B plus or minus square root of B squared minus 4AC over 2A. So X equals negative B is what? Negative 7, which is 7. Plus or minus root of B squared, which is negative 7 squared, is 49. Negative 4 times 4, which is negative 16. Negative 16 times negative 2 is positive 32 over 2 times A, which is 8. So, yeah, mister, I'm going to split the page right now and right here, X could be 7 plus root of 49 and 32. You're going to find it is exactly 7. It's going to be 81 over 8. And X could be 7 minus root of 81 over 8. So here you're going to find that the X equals 7 plus 9 is exactly 16 divided by 8 is 2, or X equals 7 minus 9, which is negative 2. Negative 2 over 8 is going to give you exactly negative quarter, which is negative 0.25. Mister, they wanted the answers in two decimal places, so it is 2.00 and is negative 0.25. A garden is 8 meters longer than it's wide. Well, area is 240 meters squared. Find the width. Area, mister, is length times width. Okay, but the width is what? I don't know the width. The width is W. So let's say width equals W. But what about the length, mister? They said to you a length. It is 8 meters longer than width, lower W. So W plus 8. Okay, mister, they have given me that the area is 240. So I can form now a quadratic equation. So length times width, so W times W plus 8 equals 240. Length times width. So W squared plus 8W, get this to the other side, minus 240 equals 0. What am I supposed to do right now, mister? You can find the quadratic formula. I'm just trying to look for space. And right over there, I'm going to find here A equals 1, B equals 8, C equals negative 240. So let's solve it. Here, you're going to do what? I'm going to find here, mister, X equals negative B plus or minus root of B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals negative B is negative 8 plus or minus root of B squared is 64. So 64 minus 4 times negative 4, let's say negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 240, you're going to find that it is positive, and you're going to find that it is 960 over 2a, which is 2 times 1. It's 2. X equals negative 8 plus or minus root of 64 plus 960 is 1000. 1024 over 2. Use your lovely calculator to answer this. X equals -8 plus root of 1024 over 2. X equals -8 minus root of 1024 over 2. Now, what am I supposed to do? Use the calculator and round your answer to 1 decimal place. So -8. First, let me get the fraction. I write at the top -8 plus root 1024 over 2 equals 12. X is 12. And you're going to find the other one, x equals negative something. So look at this. I'm going to just change the plus into minus equals -20. Mister, so x could be 12 or -20. No, x is only 12. This is width. This is distance. So you can never find, oh, it's 12, -12 meters. There is no such a thing. So the length must be always negative. So W is 12. What is the unit that they were using there? Meters. So it is 12 meters. Let's go to the next question. Question 10. Factorize completely. You're going to find here, what is the highest common factor? I agreed with you before in another video that you must look at the sign. Can you take, do they have a common sign? No, mister. They have a common coefficient? Yes, they have a common coefficient. What is it? Well, the highest common coefficient that we can take over here, mister, is 6. This would be 3, this would be 4, and we cannot take higher than that. Do you have a common variable? So we asked for common sign, common coefficient, common variable. We took the common sign? No, we didn't find. Common coefficient, I found that the highest common coefficient is 6. And then the common variable, the highest common variable here is what? I have p to the power of 3 and p to the power of 2. P to the power of 2. But which one am I supposed to take? I'm supposed to take the one with the smallest index. So p to the power of 2. And this one, q to the power of 2 and q to the power of 3. Which one should I take? You take the one with the smallest index. So I'm going to take q to the power of 2. Open brackets. 18 divided by 6 is 3. P to the power of 3 divided by p to the power of 2 is just p. Q to the power of 2 divided by q to the power of 2, bye-bye, minus 24 divided by 6 is 4. P to the power of 2 divided by p to the power of 2, bye-bye. Q to the power of 3 divided by q to the power of 2 is just q. Now I fully factorized. Question 11. Oh, mister, look for the highest, look for the common sign. They don't have common signs. Common coefficient. No common coefficient. Common variable. No common variable. Mister, there is a mistake in question 11. No, there is no mistake. This is what we call difference between two squares. How can I solve it? You solve it this way. You get the root of this, and you get the root of this. Once you have difference of two squares, this is a squared number. 100 is a squared number. M to the power of 4, the 4 is a squared number, or is an even number. N to the power of 4, the same thing. It's a squared number. Good. So let's do this. Open two pairs of brackets this way. Right over here, the square root of the first. Square root of 100 is 10. Square root of m to the power of 4 is m to the power of 2. And write it the same thing exactly over here, 10m to the power of 2 as well. Square root of n to the power of 4. Well, mister, we learned that this divides this by 2. So it is n to the power of 2. And this is n to the power of 2 because n to the power of 2 times n to the power of 2 is n to the power of 4. Okay, so I open two pairs of brackets. Get the root of this, 10m squared. Get the root of that is n squared. Write both of them in the same place exactly in the two pairs of brackets. Yes, mister, am I done? Definitely no. Where's the sign here, the sign there? Here plus, here minus. Mister, if I write here minus and here plus, doesn't matter. So one of them is positive, the other is negative. Right, now with question 12, factorize 6x squared plus 5x minus 6. Some of you, I found them answering saying, oh, mister, I'm going to use the quadratic formula. What quadratic formula? Mister, isn't this a quadratic equation? No, it's not a quadratic equation. It doesn't have equals 0, and they did not request from you to solve the equation. They're requesting from you to do what? To factorize the expression. It is an expression. They are requesting from you to factorize it. So what am I supposed to do, mister? You are supposed to follow the steps that we learned before, which is multiplying the 6 by negative 6, because the coefficient of x squared here is not 1, like in the earlier question that we answered earlier in this video. No, the coefficient of x squared here is greater than 1, so you must multiply the 6 by negative 6, which is negative 36. Now you're supposed to look for two numbers. When you multiply them, they give you negative 36. When you add them, they give you positive 5. Okay, you're going to find that the two numbers are what? Negative 4 times positive 9 will give you negative 36, and negative 4 plus 9 will give you positive 5. Okay, so what are we supposed to do over here? You are supposed to write this the same way, 6x squared, and the negative 6 also the same, but the one in the middle here, you need to break it into two numbers. Two? Yes, two terms. What are the two terms going to be? I'm going to have here x, and I'm going to have here also x. But the first one will have the negative 4x, and the other one will have the positive 9x. So it is negative 4x plus 9x. Good. I broke the 5x into negative 4x and positive 9x. Now, Mr. What are we supposed to do? Group them this way and start factorizing. Can I factorize this? Yes. You're going to find that the highest common factor is 2x. Open the brackets. You're going to find that this is going to be 3x, and this is going to be negative 2. Can I factorize this semester? Yes. You're going to find that it is 3. This is going to be 3x. This is going to be negative 2. Then you go down and you start factorizing the brackets. Look at this, 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2. I'm going to take it only once. And the rest, you take them together, 2x plus 3. That's it. So I took the 3x minus 2 and 3x minus 2 only once. 2x plus 3, mister. Am I supposed to ignore them? No, take them together in the other pair of brackets. Next question over here. Expand and simplify. X plus 2 multiplied by x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 1. Mister, I'm going to expand these two first, and we keep the third the same. No problem. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. 2 times x is positive 2x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Multiplied by x plus 1. Simplify the first pair of brackets first. So x squared minus x minus 6 times x plus 1. Mister, can I expand these? Yes, definitely. First by first, first by second, first by third, then second by first, second by second, second by third. Ah, that's so long. Yes, but this is the way you answer it. All right, let's do this. X times x squared is x cubed. X times negative x is negative x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. 1 times everything stays the same when you multiply by 1. So positive x squared minus x minus 6. equals, you go down, you collect the like terms, x cubed stays the same. Negative x squared plus x squared, bye-bye. Negative 6x minus x is negative 7x. And then I got over there minus 6. This is the simplest that you can reach. Let's continue with the next question. Solve. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Negative 3 times x is negative 3. What a weird 3. Negative 3x. Negative 3 times positive 1 is negative 3. Equals 5. Get it to the other side. Minus 5. Or actually, we're going to get the numbers to the other side. Equals 0. We're going to get the numbers now because this is not a quadratic equation. Anyway, it's not going to be a mistake. 4x minus 3x is just x. Negative 8 minus 3 is negative 11. Negative 11 minus 5 is going to become negative 16 equals 0. Send the negative 16 to the other side. X equals just 16. X is 16. So I just simply expanded the brackets. And after that, I started simplifying, finding that x equals, exactly, x equals 16. Here, in this question, many of you actually got confused. The first thing is that you must make sure the denominators are the same. So I'm going to multiply this by 5 and up by 5, down by 4, up by 4. 2 stay the same place. So 5 times 2x minus 1, as if you are expanding brackets, 10x minus 5 over 4. Sorry, 5 times 4 is 20, so over 20. Plus 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 over 20 equals 2 stay the same. Let's add the numerators and the denominator stays the same. 10x plus 4x is going to give you 14x. Negative 5 plus negative 4 is going to give you negative 9 equals 2. Okay, now it has become a normal equation. Send the divided by 20 there and multiply by 20. So I will have 14x minus 9 equals 40. Then now send the negative 9 to the other side, positive 9. So 14x equals 49. So x equals what you do on the calculator. 49 divided by 14 equals 7 over 2, which is 3.5. Here you go. Now, the next question, which is question 17. A number is rounded to two significant figure, gives you 70. Find the lower bound and the upper bound. Well, Mr. Umar, they said rounded to two significant figures. Two significant figures. Where is the second significant figure? The second significant figure is here. It is the ones place. So to find the upper bound and to find the lower bound, what do we do? It's the ones place, mister. So I add half minus half. The upper bound is going to be 70.5. The lower bound is going to be 69.5. All right. Find the value of the following and give your answer correct to one decimal place. They have given you here, they wanted the lower bound of this expression. Knowing that x is 4.5, y is 22, rounded to the nearest whole number, and this to two significant figures. Z is 5.62 to two decimal places. How can I do this? First thing, mister, I must find the lower and the upper bound of each one of them. Mr. Omar, they wanted the lower bound only, so I need to find the lower bound of each one of them. No, the lower and the upper bound of each one of them. because we agreed they wanted the lower bound, yes, but here the x is going to be, I'm going to use the lower bound of x here. Yes, well, what? I'm going to use the lower bound of y here. But after the negative, after minusing z, لا يا مستر, I'm going to get the upper bound. We get the opposite of z. But what about y here? When it gets divided, y, you're going to get the upper bound of this y here. Oh, and what about here? Minusing x. Oh, Mr. Ahmed said after the minus, you're going to get the opposite of what they want, which is going to be the upper bound here too. No, because it's after minus and division together. So it happened to the x, it got divided, it went through division and it went through the subtraction. Going through both, cancel each other. So you're going to get the lower bound of the x as it is. So, Mr. I want the lower bound of x, lower bound of x. So, analyze Mr. X, a lower bound of x only. And I want the y, lower and upper bound. So, I wanted the lower bound of y and the upper bound of y. That's how we solve it exactly. I determined what I need to find, lower bound of x, lower bound of x. So I found only the lower bound of x, not to waste time. The lower bound of y and the upper bound of y. Done. We're not done yet, but I mean like the steps. Z, I want to find the upper bound of z only. So upper bound of z. So don't get fooled by the word lower bound in the beginning of the question. You must determine what you're going to find the lower bound of and what you're going to find the upper bound for. Let's find them. Lower bound of x. X is rounded to two significant figures in Mister, so I'm going to subtract 0.05 from it. You're going to find that it's 4.45. That's the lower bound of x. Lower bound of y, it is rounded to the nearest whole number, so minus half, 21.5. Upper bound of y, add half, 22.5. Upper bound of z, that's not a 2, it's z. Upper bound of z, it's rounded to two decimal places, so add 0.005 to it for the upper bound, so it is 5.625. This is the upper bound. Let's answer it. Now, remove the x, write the lower bound of x we agreed. So it is 4.45 plus y, the lower bound of y, 21.5 minus z, the upper bound of z, 5.625 over the upper bound of y, 22.5 minus x, lower bound of x. The lower bound of x is 4.45. You see, now I just substituted. The only thing that I did is just substitution. After I found the lower bound and upper bound of whatever I need, I just substituted. Do it on your lovely calculator, and the answer will just come ready for you. Right, the fraction at the top, which is in the numerator, 4.45 plus 21.5 minus 5.625. I hope I wrote everything correctly on the calculator because I was typing it very fast. 2.5 minus 4.45 equals SD. They want the answer to be rounded in two decimal places, so it is 1.13 two decimal places. 1.13. 1.13. All right, the next question. A car travels 42 kilometers at 96 kilometers per hour, both rounded to two significant figures. Find the upper bound, okay, mister, of what? Of the time. So I need the root for time. Time equals what? The time equals, oh, remember the triangle? You even say that must we take this in physics? Yes, to find the distance, you multiply the speed by the time, right? So here, I want to find the time. Good. So I'm gonna need to find the distance over time, over speed. Distance over speed. Oh, okay. But Mr. Here, distance, they wanted the upper bound. So I'm gonna need to find the upper bound of the distance. Yes, you need to find the upper bound of the distance. Over speed, also, I'm gonna find the upper bound of the speed. No, Mr. Ahmed said, when you divide, you find the opposite of what they want. So I'm gonna find the lower bound of the speed. So time equals, what is the upper bound of the distance? Where is the distance? A car travels 42 kilometers, rounded to two significant figures. So I'm going to add half, 42.5. 42.5 over lower bound of the speed. They said 96 kilometers per hour. So 96, they wanted the lower bound, so it is 95.5 minusing a half. Mister, that will give me the time in hours. Yeah, mister, they wanted in minutes. You multiply by 60. That's it. It is that simple. All of you said to me, Mr. That is turning into a physics lesson, a complicated physics. No, it is just a normal one. Distance over speed. Find the upper bound of the distance, find the lower bound of the speed. Thank you so much. Oh, but Mr. They wanted in minutes and they gave us the thing in hours. Well, that's a year five question. If they give it to you in hours and you want it in minutes, multiply by 60. So time equals, use your lovely calculator and give your answer to the nearest minute, which means to the nearest whole number after multiplied by 60. So my fraction, 42.5 over 95.5, then get out of the brackets, out of the fraction, multiply by 60 equals SD 26.70. Okay, Mister, they want the nearest minute, so it's just a 26.7. Well, it's going to be 27 minutes. So 27 minutes. Solve this equation. X squared minus 16 equals 0. Oh, quadratic equation. Where is... No, it's not a quadratic equation. It is not. A quadratic equation would give you a number, x squared, plus or minus b, x minus or plus c equals 0. That's not a quadratic equation. Some of you started to use the quadratic formula. This is not the quadratic formula. It is not a quadratic equation, So, where did the question go? Here we go. No. Solve this. I don't need you, mister, to use any quadratic formulas because this is not a quadratic equation. It is just a normal equation. Send the negative 16 there to the other side with the positive, with the opposite sign. X squared equals 16. Get rid of the square. So x equals root of 16. So x equals 4 or x equals negative 4. Root of 16 is positive or negative 4. That's it. Solve this equation. It's not, you're not going to use the quadratic equation for the quadratic formula. You don't need to. Just factorize. I'm going to take 2x out. 2x squared divided by 2x is going to give you x. Plus 8x divided by 2x is going to give you 4 equals 0. How can I solve this semester? They are multiplied, right? So separate them. 2x equals 0. X plus 4 equals 0. So x equals 0 divided by 2 is just 0. Or x equals negative 4. That's it. Here, this one requires more steps. than usual? Yeah, all right. But it's just if you follow the steps, you will be able to do it in a simple way, or in the organized way. Try to be organized, and you'll be able to do it simply. 1 minus 2y over 3 equals a 4 over 5 minus 2y minus 1 over 2. I need to make the denominators the same here. The most important section is this side. So 1 minus 2y over 3 equals. Multiply here by 2 and up by 2. So multiply this by 2, here by 2. Here by 5, here by 5. Okay? So 4 times 2 is 8 over 10 minus 5 times 2y, 10y. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5 over 10. 1 minus 2y remains the same over 3 equals what? 10 stays the same. 8 minus 10y. Don't say minus 5. That would be a big mistake because it is minus 5. So minus negative 5. So it's plus 5. Be careful with this. Now, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to start taking the 10 to the other side, multiplication, and taking the 3 to the other side, multiplication. So I'm going to multiply this, 1 minus 2y by 10. I'm going to write the steps just for you not to get confused. 1 minus 2y, I'm going to multiply by 10. Now I got rid of the 10 over there, equals 8 minus 10. Well, okay, let's simplify. 8 plus 5 is 13. So let's write here 13. I did the 8 plus 5 is 13. So 13 minus 10y. But Mr. We said we're going to multiply by 3. Yes, multiply by 3. Again, all what I did is I made the denominators here the same, 10 and 10, and I added the numerators, or I subtracted the numerators. I got a method 13 minus 10y. Now what am I supposed to do with the 3 here and the 10 here? The 10, it's division here. Take it their multiplication. Done. The 3, it's division here. Take it their multiplication. Done. Let's now expand. It is becoming now like a normal equation. 10 times 1 is 10 minus 20y equals 39 minus 30y. So collect like terms. This negative 30y comes here 30y, positive 30y minus 20y equals 39 stay the same, but comes to it negative 10. So 30y minus 20y is 10y equals 39 minus 10 is 29. So what is y? 2.9. If you need more help with this, especially those who were absent during this lesson, many of you were absent during this lesson, around 4 or 5 of you were absent during this lesson. So just watch it again, and it will be clearer when you watch it for the second time. The last question, show that 5 minus root of 3 all squared is the same as this. Mister, I'm going to just do 5 minus root of 3. Multiply by itself 5 minus root of 3. First by first, 5 times 5 is 25. First by second is going to be negative 5 root of 3. Second by first, negative 5 root of 3. Then, what am I supposed to do? Second by second, negative root of 3 times negative root of 3 is positive 3. Right? I just did the normal expanding brackets method. First by first, first by second by first, second by second. I got this. Let's simplify. 25 plus 3 is 28. Negative 5 root of 3. Negative 5 root of 3 is negative 10 root of 3. Thank you. I proved and I showed that this is the same as this. That's it. Thank you so much and see you in another video.